You think it's time to get in the show?
I think it's time to get into the show.
Is this true love making all the time?
This is tuna and bacon.
Tuna and bacon. This is tuna and bacon. This. Okay, hang on. I gotta listen to this. Tuna and bacon. Oh, funny. Very funny.
You think former SGK host HR Ninja for burning that into my brain?
Unbelievable.
Oh.
What a great. Yep, good stuff. All right, let's get going.
Let's do it.
April 27th, 2025. Did you get your Nintendo Switch 2 pre-ordered? Because I sure tried. You did? Okay, good.
I did. Mission accomplished.
Welcome to Super Game Cast, the podcast where we talk about video game and video game industry news and a lot of Nintendo and Nintendo Switch stuff this week and the last couple weeks, apparently. My name is Aaron Reynolds. I'm joined by Bronson Fiore. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm all jacked up on Switch 2.
Are you?
Wow. I am. I'm actually really excited for it.
I mean, you know, I think there's a part of me that's like really into just the buzz around a console. I think something that we've been I mean, what led us to getting into covering video games was watching things like G4 and GameSpot, like covering the build up to a release of a console. It's exciting, you know?
It is. Yeah, dude. You get stoked. You get super stoked.
And you know, as things actually happen and it unravels as it does, you know, it's a lot less exciting. But the potential energy to go in various directions right now is fun. So
yeah, you know, you don't. Not every console is like the PS3 or the Xbox One, where the thought process is, oh no,
oh boy, oh goodness. I mean, you know, all right, we could sit here and talk about Switch 2 and the directions it could go, but we actually had a bit of a moment in this last week for the Switch 2, which was pre-orders went live, and man, they sure did, and it was kind of a wild one. So let's just get into the news first before we get to other things we want to talk about. So yeah, so they went live on what it was like Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop.
It was Wednesday. So for everyone except GameStop, it was Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
It said Best Buy showed up late to the party. And then GameStop went live 8 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And GameStop is still taking in-store pre-orders if they haven't sold out of their allotment yet, which by the time of the show they probably have.
You would think.
Unless you live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if you live in the middle of nowhere, shoot your shot. You never know.
You never know.
I'm saying like if you're by the Fallon GameStop, it might be a good thing to look at.
Who knows?
So yeah, I heard. So honestly, from what I've heard, the most painless experience was going to a GameStop the next morning. That was by far the least painful one.
I bet. To be honest, yeah, that's not.
Well, like seeing people I know go, oh yeah, I just showed up like 2 hours before the store opened. They let us all in, and we did our thing, and we got our systems. And I'm like, that sounds actually significantly better than what we were doing, because what we set up a get a Switch 2 party experience in the Discord for everyone who works on SGK. So that's like me, Duncan, Anthony, and Emily, and yeah, no, man, it was good stuff. But we, you know,
there's a reason that we formed a party, though. And that is because we knew what this was going to be on some level. We have had prior pre-order issues.
I didn't realize how bad it would be.
No.
Like, I got the Switch 2 in my cart and to checkout at Target multiple times, like multiple times, only to be met with errors.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually Target's site just kept crashing. It wouldn't process my card. So I was like, all right, fuck, never mind, fuck Target.
Yeah.
And then Walmart, I'm in a line. I'm still in a line. I'm in a line, and
Yep.
I'm at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which Walmart had probably the best overall experience for me, at least.
Sure.
Um, and then Best Buy came on 30 minutes late, put me in a line that I never got out of.
Right.
The weird part is Anthony got through on the Best Buy line twice before I did once. I have no idea how it was prioritizing people.
Well, right. So that was the thing of, like, we knew this was going to be a mess, but we knew it was going to be a mess in that a lot of people were going to join, and you were just going to try and get in your place in line and hope for the best. We were not anticipating. I don't know if we've even heard from the stores themselves on like what exactly happened, because there were some like technical mishaps going on.
It's just the amount of traffic. They just weren't ready for it. Like that. That's basically everything I'm hearing is just like, yeah, essentially a bajillion people hitting the website at the same time did not do these guys wonders even when they were prepared. I remember, and I checked GameStop the following morning because their online pre-orders were going live as well.
Right.
And like they literally just got a Cloudflare error immediately. Like I like 8 a.m. hits. I click refresh and Cloudflare gateway.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing is because during all these errors that I was hitting, I was like, just all right, I need to go around on the website. I need to find like different avenues to get to the page I'm trying to get to see if it'll work for me. And during all that, like the Switch 2 pre-order thing is on the front page of these websites. They understand how important this is and how much money they're going to pull in from making this happen. And still, they were not prepared.
I think part of it is just like botters, right? Like the amount of like people who are just like the amount of people who are just like sending fucking a billion bots to get what they can to scalp them.
That could be.
Like, I think that's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what was happening at Target is just like everyone trying to check out at the same time. Like Anthony and I got switches in our cart, hit the checkout button. It would not let us check out at Target several times.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah, so I went primarily through Walmart and Best Buy. Best Buy I've had like the best experiences with in terms of like video game pre-orders and getting the stuff that I needed.
Oh yeah, same. By far.
Ever since I want to say it was like Halo 3. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get a copy of Halo 3. This shit's going to be sold out like crazy. And then I just walked into a Best Buy and there were like 12 copies just sitting there. I was like, oh, okay. And they've just they've delivered for me ever since.
Yeah, I a similar boat here. Like similar boat here. Like I've had no problems whatsoever with them. Like it's just it. The gods did not favor me with Best Buy this time around. Like I literally could not get through their line.
Well,
they would not let me.
And it didn't help that like they didn't even start their thing. They decided to wait while the other stores, Target and Walmart, were taking a lot of the heat. And so I had Best Buy on one side of the screen, I had Walmart on the other, and I got into, I think it was the Walmart line pretty quickly. I had a 7-minute wait time. I was like, that seems fantastic. Someone like, so I think it was Ninja got in like around the same time I did and had like a 23 minute wait time. So like people were ready to go. And so I felt good about myself, and then it just wouldn't take my card for whatever reason. No. And so it took the order and then immediately canceled it. And I said, well, this is not good.
Plomp.
And then I proceeded to do that at Walmart while waiting for Best Buy to start. I ended up doing Walmart 3 more times where the order went through and canceled, and that happened on 2 different cards. And I was like, well, okay. And then the Best Buy one went up. I sat in line for a while and landed it. Best Buy pulled through yet again for me.
I Best Buy had forsaken me because the Walmart, the one who came in, Walmart, I sat in that line for 90 minutes. They let me through. They're like, you got 10 minutes to buy this shit. And I went through and I bought it, and it's confirmed and fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful.
I was hoping for Best Buy because Best Buy, that's where we're doing the midnight launch, like to go interview people.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to kill this, but Walmart is guaranteeing 9 a.m. delivery or before 9 a.m. delivery of the system.
Okay.
So I'm just like, okay, sure, fuck it.
Yeah.
I know if in my case, that's super easy because I live like 20 feet from a Walmart, basically.
Right. Yeah. So that's really nice.
So yeah, no man, and my girlfriend thought it was super funny because like, you know, she can hear me in the other room be like, it's in the cart, it's in the cart. Yeah. And then Anthony got through on Best Buy, which I found hilarious and annoying because he got in line at Best Buy like 10 minutes after me.
All right. I felt like I was having that experience too with other people in my group. It was like I was coming in after them, and then I was getting the Switch before them. I was like, what? All right.
Yeah. So, but he got through for himself, and he got in line again because they allow you one of each at Best Buy, at least, where you can get you can get the bundle, and then you can get the standalone system.
Wow.
And he got in line again, and he got through to get Emily a standalone system.
Wow.
And he got through again. And I finally got through at Best Buy for Duncan, but by the time, and then he got in the second line, and then just by the time that he got through, they were sold out.
Damn, man.
So yeah, this was a shit show.
Yeah.
This is going to be a hot take, I realize. They need to stop doing online pre-orders for this shit. COVID's not a thing, or like it's not like a thing that people worry about anymore.
Right.
You know, this isn't like PS5 times or it was in the middle of the pandemic. Like, nah, son, look, this needs to be something where, yo, you want to pre-order the new system? Go to the store. Like,
I mean, if this is what it's going to be, you know, like if this is the best you can hope for in a post-COVID time frame where we have been worrying about like doing online pre-orders and doing this for a while, and this is where we're at in 2025, like if this is what it's going to be, and then we have another news story that is a consequence of what happened here, like then that might just be the way to go, is make it in person.
Yeah, like all these stores just, hey, Thursday 9 a.m. come to us. We'll be open. We'll start taking pre-orders.
Right.
You know, because some people got pre-orders canceled. Walmart's an interesting one right now, actually.
Okay.
That's why I keep checking my email. Walmart and Target and GameStop and Best Buy have all been doing some cancellations. So in some cases, they might have taken more orders than they can handle. But Walmart is also getting more in stock. So they're like periodically getting pre-orders up. So what I think is happening in Walmart's case is like people are canceling pre-orders or getting stock allotments and whatnot, and they're like adjusting to it, maybe. And then also I think Walmart's also doing pre-orders a couple weeks out. Because like there are some people saying, hey, mine's not coming on launch day. It's coming on like the 8th or the 12th or the 14th. So I think Walmart is taking pre-orders out to units that won't be there for like 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
So, which, I mean, that's still better than, you know, nothing.
Right, no, but of course. Just weird.
It's still just like, yeah, you know, and this is not the only wave of Nintendo pre-orders, everybody. Let's not forget, we do have the pre-orders coming with the My Nintendo stuff where we all registered interest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hey, we got 4 out of 5 for our booth.
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
that's amazing. We had I think we have a 3 out of 4 out of our, well, 3 out of 3 actually, because the one person wasn't even going for a Switch. I think we got 3 out of 3, 3 out of 4.
Yeah, and I talked to the Nintendo pals, and they got 3.
Okay.
So they Angelos and his wife each got 1, and from my understanding, Micah got 1.
Good.
So talk to them. They did well.
All right.
And then yeah, so you know, it's one of those things where yeah, man, and then I like checked the Reddit, and apparently like 70% of people on Reddit who tried to get one got one.
Okay.
That answered the poll. So, you know, I think they probably do have a lot of stock. It's just no matter what, you're not going to meet demand.
And
these websites
more
were not
than anything than like, it's going to be really interesting seeing how their sales go over time, because everything suggests that like the pricing strategy that they've implemented, if they stick to that, you know, depending on tariffs and all that, but if they stick to just like, hey, accessories go up a little bit, the premier games go up a little bit, otherwise we're going to keep the console as it is, and we're going to keep some of these as they are still very much on track, I think, to make the sales numbers they're looking at.
Yeah, I agree. Like I remember going on Reddit and seeing someone post God, what was it? It was like, you know, it was like, can't believe you guys didn't actually boycott. And I'm just like, bro. Like,
of course
first
they
time,
didn't.
huh?
Yeah. Like
yeah, like
yeah.
Also, this goes back to like every game of boycott. The amount of people actually in the boycott versus like that play games or buy games is like so unbelievably tiny.
Yeah.
Like just so absurdly small.
There's a deeper dive on the subject of gamer boycotts that I could get into, and we just don't have time for. But like, there was just not the price increase so far in terms of like where it could go and where it's like bad. We're not there yet. Like them introducing the $80 Mario Kart, like, yeah, $80 is a lot for a game, but we've talked about, you know, what game prices have been historically and where they're at now. And if there was ever a game to deserve that kind of money, how about like one of the premier franchises of Nintendo? Like Mario Kart 8 was one of the greatest Mario Karts, one of the best racing games ever. Like, what are you going to do?
And it's one of the best selling games ever. I want to say it's like number 5 in the bestseller list.
Right. So,
you know,
it makes sense right now. And it's in a year from now when they start trying to pull $80 shit on, you know, things you don't care about. Like, that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, there was like, outside of games that are getting upgrades, like Tears of the Kingdom and Kirby Forgotten Land, they're not. Like Donkey Kong's $70.
Right.
You know, I was looking at Switch games to pre-order on the Nintendo website, and most of the shit I actually want to play is $70 or less. Like the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is $50. Puyo Puyo Tetris and Bravely Default are both $40. You know, like, you know, Cyberpunk 70, sure.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, Donkey Kong 70, like a lot of these games are, you know, they're you know, they're below, they're honestly below $70, but most of them are below $80.
Right.
Like Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, brand new Harvest Moon game, $60. You know,
right?
Like there's,
you know, I think again, I think the ground is being laid for that price increase. But the point is that right now it's just not there yet.
Yeah, and I also think that, you know, grain of salt because it's coming from their mouth, but I think that they are also really taking a variable price structure. During the SNES and N64 days, That's how games used to be priced. It's like the best of the best games are $70 to $80, or like the premier titles. Like Chrono Trigger was a $70 game. And then like most games were 60, and then some other games would go down to like 40,
Right.
at release.
Right.
So it's like they could be doing that. They could be like, hey, for our stuff that we think is the best of the best things we make, that's gonna be $80. For other stuff, it's gonna be 60 or 70. Which like I think that's fine. Like I really do. Like I'm not gonna bury the lead. I'm working on a video regarding game pricing.
Right.
But like I think there are some games I'm willing to pay $80 for. And let's say this becomes an industry-wide thing. Everyone goes to $80. All right, cool. That just means I'm gonna buy less games. Like that's all that it means. But even this week, we have had 2 big major games launch, right? The Expedition 33, which was $50, and Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which was $50. So this fucking concept of everyone's gonna go 80, it's gonna happen. Like I don't know, it just rings hollow to me.
I think it certainly could happen, but I think there'll end up being pushback because it'll just be people buying less games, and then they'll adjust. Like,
yeah, no,
that's what's gonna happen. I think, and the fact is we don't know. The point is this pre-order thing happened at a time where we don't know what the pricing is really going to be just yet for all these games.
Yeah,
a year from now.
Exactly. Like we have no fucking idea.
So this is fine. If it's gonna be Mario Kart, like, yes, that's a game I'm gonna pay $80 for.
Yeah, like if they're gonna do Mario Kart and Smash and the next Zelda at $80, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's the pre-orders mess. It was funny. I will say it was really funny. I'm on Blue Sky, and I'm much more politically minded on Blue Sky. So I'm like getting news of people being snatched off the streets by our government, and then that same account will be like, pre-ordered my Switch 2. All right, back to it. Yes. So yeah.
Oh no.
The wild cyberpunk world we're living in.
I went on YouTube this week, and there was a pop-up ad in the phone app of YouTube. That was like one of those ads that your iPhone's low on storage, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's not. I have like 120 gigs left, because for a second I thought it was like an OS, like my OS alerting me or something. And I was like, oh, this is a pop-up. What the fuck?
Oh, they know.
Scrolled forward, and I'm just like, oh, the nightmare world we're in. All right.
Oh, everything exists to siphon energy, attention, and money from us. And here we are. We're just gonna try to survive it all. God. Hey, let's talk about the inevitable consequence of what they did with these online pre-orders. They did try to stop it with here and there, but guess what? Switch 2 pre-orders are now on eBay.
Hey, guess what? It's 40 days before it's out, so if you want to report these people, you can.
Ooh.
Let me know. So you want to report them to eBay.
Yeah.
And maybe if they get reported enough, their account gets banned.
Ooh.
So if you wanna cause some trouble here for these fucking dirtbags, you can.
Yeah. These people are selling these for $700.
Fuck right off. Just fuck right off. I'm so tired of anything except the iPhone, because the iPhone for some reason has like just they somehow create so much stock, it's never really an issue. But like every other time a piece of technology that's desirable comes out, this shit happens. And I'm so fucking over it. Get a fucking job, you fucking tools.
Well, okay, so
oh my god,
this is just occurring to me now. How do you sell a pre-order through eBay? How do you do this?
You just do the you have to contact the person and be like, hey, we'll put everything in your name and ship it to your address.
And you
That's
just have to
basically what it
trust
is.
them. Like I don't know about this. Like even beyond like the ethics of it, like it just seems like a bad a chance to get ripped off real bad.
Yeah, but like I don't know. This is not surprising to me because I remember Greg Kasavin's story about how he got a PS1.
Mhm.
He didn't want to wait for the North American release, so he proceeded to contact some dude in Japan to buy him one, and and money ordered him a shit ton of money and like was just like hopefully he sends me this PlayStation with these games, and he did. He was a real person, and he got it. He got his PlayStation. But yeah, so I think that's
I was gonna say some dude
so
who was it someone that they knew or no?
then it was some dude. It
Okay,
was some
wow,
dude in
all
Japan
right,
offering the service. So
all right.
um,
Well, yeah, this sucks. Hopefully, it'd be nice if these
I'm
got taken
so
down.
fucking tired of these people.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking tired of this shit. I am just so. And to be honest, make that much money. Like $250 is what they're
Mhm.
making, depending. Like it's just like Jesus,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know.
And like you're seeing it with Pokemon too. Have you
Right.
seen these Pokemon card shit?
Not the
These
numbers
Pokemon
themselves.
cards.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so not like yes, certain but like the grown ass men at Costco in like fucking Black Friday style fights over boxes of Pokemon cards.
That one's funnier. That one's funnier. Remove the fact that kids aren't getting Pokemon cards. That blows. But the visual of like these people that are fighting to make some goddamn money, and like I've seen clips of people like getting into fights and potentially ending relationships because their focus is on profiting off of Pokemon cards is unreal. I. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, like it's fucking wild, dude. Like, you got people fucking getting shoved over and getting like booster packs ripped out of their hands and shit. It's just like it's fucking madness. And I'm just like, motherfuckers, get a job.
Not even like a job. Like
Jesus.
go find a hobby, man. Just find something fulfilling in this life. Doesn't have to be this.
Oh yeah, like these people are obviously trying to make shit ton of money though.
I know, but
okay,
fuck
well,
that.
what? Yes, I understand that mindset as well. But on the other side, that's like fine. If your purpose is to make a shit ton of money, there are better ways that are less harmful to do it.
Right.
Like Jesus, but a lawyer. There you go.
Well, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like, I don't know what jobs these people have, but like, I don't know, just getting into a trade seems like a decent way to go.
Yeah, man, just like I'm just like watching this footage. I'll send it to you. Give me a sec.
Lord, okay.
This is
all right.
It's Pokemon 150. I'm gonna post it in the general chat on the private server.
Sure. Oh my god.
So you're fucking running through Costco and fucking fighting each other. TVs are getting knocked over and shit.
All right,
People are shoving each other on the.
This is a vertical layout, so I don't think I can share this on the stream. But
oh, bummer.
I can try.
Yeah,
let me see what it looks like. Let me see what it looks like here.
Fucking clown world.
This is.
That's what it is. It's fucking clown world to the max degree.
And again, I'm more politically minded, so like seeing this in the context of the world that we live in is like, what are you people doing? What is this? Come on, man. Let me make sure that the volume is not going to be overwhelming. Oh, desktop audio is muted. I want some of this audio. I want some of this audio of people doing this. So let's see here. All right, let's go back to the beginning. All right, here we go. Where are we? No running. Light jog. Technically allowed.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, they just knocked that TV over. Oh no.
So fucking.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
Grown ass men.
Unreal, dude. What are we doing here?
Grown ass men in the current fucking world doing this shit.
Oh my god. All right.
Fucking.
Yeah. Nope.
You know, you're fucking. If you are a scalper, you are a dirtbag. Saying it right now. You should feel bad.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
That's not a way to live, man. Yeah. All right. Well, so that's going on. I have nothing more to say. We've talked about this a number of times on the podcast, but for 2025, this is maybe don't do this. There are other ways.
Don't. Jesus Christ. So many other ways to make money. All right, what's next?
This one, more stories I'm not super thrilled about. Hey, the Switch 2 games, like the physical copies themselves, are not coming with their little cartridges or nothing.
So they're coming with cartridges. So they have found a way to do physical games without doing physical games. Basically, what it is you still get a cartridge, and you can still sell it. You can still do everything a cartridge does, except it doesn't have that much data on it. You plug it into the Switch, and then it downloads like 75% of the game. So, and the reason this is because higher capacity cartridges of this speed are more expensive,
right?
Like significantly more expensive, and they don't want to have to put that cost on that developer or publisher. So basically what's happening is they're letting them choose, hey, you can get the cheap game card and just have people download shit, or you can pay for a full game card, but that's going to cost you more.
Well, so...
Or you have to optimize your game a lot more.
I guess I'm trying to think of this in terms of game preservation. Is you get one of these cards, and they're on the Switch 4 at this point. And you try to activate this first, Switch 2 game, like, how are you going to get the full thing?
They would have to keep the servers up for Switch 2 stuff.
So in effect, it's the same thing. It's just...
Except you can resell it. That's basically it. That basically, the card itself acts as the DRM in the game. The best way I can describe it is, do you remember old PC games where you have to enter the CD key?
All right.
Basically that.
But
I can sell you my old PC games and you can buy them and play them that do this exact shit, basically.
Okay, so
except that you...
Yeah, I'm trying to think, so if you activate it on your Switch 2 and then some time passes and they turn off those servers,
you're still boned if they take down the servers. It's just if they keep the servers up, you can at least move the game between people.
Right.
It's not like it's the digital games which are locked to your account.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking this could. It feels like it has the same effect.
Yeah. I think that it's less shitty than what they used to do with Switch 1 in this case, where you would get a box with a game code in it.
It certainly feels but to know that it's still kind of it's still not the full game on this thing and what that entails.
What I think this is going to happen is it's going to as I'm realizing more and more with games preservation, is if you want stuff to be preserved for sure, there's gonna have to be some dude who goes in and dumps these games onto a PC.
It's piracy. That's the only way you're actually going to get these games preserved at this point. I think they've now harnessed the aesthetic of owning physical games while not actually having the physical game. So
well, yeah, because like I wanted to buy a physical Switch game for our taste test we're doing.
yes.
For the
Uh-huh.
that's such a weird.
Yeah.
And I was gonna buy Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. But I realized it was a game card game. I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want to fucking buy a game card game for this. Like, that doesn't serve me at all. So, and I was like, oh, Street Fighter game card game, Yakuza. Okay, god damn it. and then I was like, okay, fine. I guess I'll buy fucking Cyberpunk again.
Sure.
So
I guess
I'm gonna own a Switch 2 copy of Cyberpunk that I will probably play like twice. And then just so we can lick the cartridge and go, yep, still tastes bad.
Still tastes bad. Whatever. It's another excuse to play Cyberpunk.
That's true. And apparently it does run better than the Steam Deck version. So,
That's good.
That's nice. Yeah. This is from a preservation standpoint, it's like it's shit. But all of this is shit. Like the fact that like I have Jedi Survivor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Half of that game you have to get via download.
Yep.
And that is a disc that I own for a PlayStation.
Right. Yeah. No, we're just there now.
Like, that's the point we're at. So yeah, it's fucking piracy.
That's it. There you go.
It's like, and even piracy doesn't work all the time because emulators don't work correctly all the time.
Right, but that's just an ongoing project. That's something to yeah. But but then at this point, so I guess what I'm asking here at this point is like, all right, what is the pro of buying the cartridge?
You can resell it.
And
it doesn't lock to your account. And I guess if you want a shelf with a collection. Yeah, that's about it.
Because, well, okay, so it says it has half the game on it. So does it always have half the game? So does that mean the download size for the game itself on your console is smaller because it's only getting the other part?
Yeah, I guess the install would be quicker. Like that's another advantage. Is like you don't have like, because half the game is on the cart. That means you only have to download half the game instead of a full game.
Well, so the install is quicker, but is it still installing the full game so that like you still have to have all that space?
I don't know.
They
didn't clarify that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be something, to have all this storage that we've built up over the years, and then these games that are getting up to 100 gigs cut down to like 50 or 25 would be nice.
Yeah, yes, that would be nice. I will agree with you. Yeah, I don't know. This is a bummer. I get it from like the pricing perspective of the publisher because you're looking at, like this is why we went away from cartridges the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Physical memory is expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something that sounds like we need to kind of see how that goes in person when these games start coming out. How that works.
I went all digital on Switch 1 anyway.
Sure.
So this does not affect me personally until whenever the fuck they take the servers down.
Right. I would hope that Switch 2 has very much been like, all right, we're supporting the Switch 1 stuff. You would hope that like at this point people are starting to think about preservation. If you want to talk about the one thing I really appreciate about Xbox's strategy is they have been putting the pressure on backwards compatibility.
Yes, it's a shame that they stopped putting new games on that list.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that their upgrades are entirely free versus like Sony and Nintendo have set it up in a way where, okay, our upgrades are free, but if we added new content, a little bit of new content, the upgrades are $10. And if we added a good amount or a lot of new content, the updates are $20. I'm like, that's fucking annoying, but okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yep.
But otherwise, if you're looking to keep the game you're getting, there's only one way, guys. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the new amiibo are coming. You gonna get more, Bronson?
Okay, so yeah, I was the amiibo collector here. So amiibos have gone through different price increases throughout time. When they launched, they were $13.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like 4 or 5 years later, they went to 16. But they kind of improved the quality of them a little bit. So I was like, all right, I can deal with that. Then they improved the quality more and made them $20.
Mm-hmm. And
I was like, okay, you're kind of pushing it, especially because the reason I bought these was they were affordable and I could buy a lot of them.
Right.
You know, like that, like, you know, like for the, like I could get like 6 of these for the cost of like 2 really good figures, like, you know, nice ones. And I was like, okay, well, that, no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now they're going to $30 for regular amiibos. And they're going to $40 for the big ones, like the ones that are bigger in size and a little nicer, like those 3 Street Fighter ones that are coming.
Yep.
And this means I'm definitely not getting the Street Fighter ones. Fuck that. Like, absolutely not. And I'm going to get the Zelda ones. But I think that's it. Like, I'm at that point, I'm kind of done.
Okay.
I'm at that point. I'm gonna go back, get the ones I missed from the Smash set because I only have 10 to go. And then, you know, and those are all, funnily enough, most of those are actually under $30 each on the used market or on the secondhand market. And then, yeah, I'm done. I'm cool, which is actually perfect because I've looked at my case and my glass case. And once I get these last Zelda ones and the rest of the Smash ones will be full.
Oh, okay.
So I, you know, at that point, I'm done. Like, I am done at that price point, bro. Like, that is too much.
Did amiibos do anything for Mario Kart? Did you like scan something and then get something out of it?
You got Mii outfits. So if you drive with a Mii, you got special outfits.
Gotcha. So that's whatever. And then Smash. Some of them. Smash was a lot bigger.
Yeah, Smash got amiibo cockfighting is what I always called it.
Right.
Which was like you train an amiibo and they, you know, get stuff. Splatoon got outfits, Bayonetta got outfits, Skyrim got like cosmetics. There's a lot of cosmetics. I think the one game that I used amiibo constantly in was Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Because you could use them once a day and they'd give you a bunch of items like weapons or equipment or consumables.
Right.
To cook. So like there would be days when I would play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with a giant fat stack of Zelda amiibos and be like, scan, pick up all the stuff, scan, pick up all the stuff, scan, pick up all the stuff. And I would just like be able to cook like 20 meals and have unlimited weapons.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks. I think this is probably the death knell of amiibo.
They would have. So the reason I bring this up is that they would have to introduce something that was like such a huge boon to a future game for using amiibos.
I think if they wanted to make all the money in the world, this would also be expensive as shit to make. Pokemon game with amiibo support.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would make all the money in the world.
Sure.
Otherwise though, I don't know. Like I don't know what you could do. to make it like, because it'd have to be something interesting, but not like game breaking. Is the thing like you can't feel like you have a lesser experience if you don't have the amiibo,
Right. Yeah.
and that's where it's hard.
It's hard. But even so, like the price of these amiibo, these new amiibo, are so much that you kind of need a pretty damn good reward.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
at $30 to $40, you are starting to approach on like real figure territory.
real figure territory, and just like, I'm just gonna go get a decent game. Let me just go get a game.
That too. Like I have a Goku and Vegeta tag team from that Broly movie statue, and they're pretty good. They're not bad quality. And those were like $50 each. They're a lot bigger and nicer.
Bigger and nicer, right? Like,
Yeah,
Nintendo, just make figures. You don't need to make amiibo this weird middle ground that doesn't really benefit anyone.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're willing to spend, chances are you're willing to spend $30 to $40, you're willing to spend a little more to get something that's like even nicer,
right?
You know, like to get, you know, like I have had that thought as well, because like, you know, you can get a like Super Saiyan 2 Goku, $52, Golden Frieza doing the beam attack, $58. Let's see. Gohan, like adult Gohan doing the elbow drop, $35. Like, I mean, you know, like at that point,
yeah,
you know, it's like you could, you know, it just seems like just not good pricing. It's just like, it seems like they did this because of tariffs. They had to,
right?
And they
were
again,
like, these are accessories, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, like these are accessories, and like it just seems just like, man, yeah, this completely took all the wind out of my sails personally, though.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I'm gonna finish up the Tears of the Kingdom set with these new ones, and then double back and finish my collection, and then yeah, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'll have my full glass case. It'll look great. You know, I'll have the full Smash set. You know.
Yeah.
GG's.
Right. It's this will be a real test of like, all right, who's buying amiibos just to buy amiibos? I think, because that's all this is at this point.
So the people I know who collect amiibo, I feel like that's most of us. I feel like most of us who are collecting amiibo do it because they like the figures and not because they use it in any game, really.
That's the thing. I think people are just this is actually an interesting point to bring in this weird thing that like shouldn't appeal to people, is when people have already built up a collection and it's like, well, I have the collection and now you've made it incomplete, so I'm gonna complete it again.
And yeah, so like for me, Smash Ultimate is out. So it's like, okay, well, I know all the characters in Smash Ultimate. I don't think the next Smash game is going to have all these characters. So I'm just going to finish the Smash Ultimate set, finish the current Zelda set, and then I'm done. Right. I'm done. I just, like, I was talking with my girlfriend about it, and the only way they could really reasonably get me to come back is if they put out just an amazing set,
right?
Which the last time they put out a set that just blew my mind was Mario Odyssey, the wedding set. I was just like, shut up and take my money.
Sure,
but that is that's like, you know, that's not like sustainable for long-term anything.
No, nope.
So,
yeah. So, all right, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that sells.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be great, but we'll see.
Yeah,
never know.
people have been demanding the Switch 2, and that absolutely includes Japan, to the point where Nintendo's like, Japan, I'm sorry, I can't make all of them.
Yeah, the real insane number here to me was 2.2 million people applied for Nintendo Store pre-orders. That is nuts, dude. 2.2 million people in just Japan for just the launch.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
This is going to be something.
Like, what the fuck? It is worth noting that they have a Japan-only model that is basically $100 cheaper than the American worldwide model.
Well, that'll do it. That'll help.
But, Jesus. Oh my God, this is gonna be a quick news story. Jesus Christ! Did you like what was? Oh my God! Sorry, go ahead.
There's just not much to say. It's just like, yeah, this thing's gonna be popular.
Yeah, hold on. I need to do some math here.
I'm gonna let you do some math here. I'm gonna take a sip of this soda. Switch 2 is gonna be fun.
Okay, so this means almost 2%, 1.76% of Japan's population requested a pre-order of the Switch 2.
That sounds all right. Yeah.
That's so wild, dude. It's obviously Nintendo's biggest market. Japan loves handhelds. I remember talking to Duncan about this when we were pre-ordering Switch 2s. He was like, "Oh yeah, if you go into any like game store in Japan, and like you're looking at the current like aisle, like the current consoles, the Switch just absolutely dominates."
Sure.
Like it's like you see so many goddamn red boxes. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised at its popularity. I'm actually a little surprised that they don't have enough to take care of all the pre-orders. I just think all the signs have been pointing to up until recently that like, and still to today, just like this thing's going to sell like crazy.
I think it's just they're trying to produce as many as they can, but they just can't do it, dog.
Yeah,
they just don't. They don't have enough.
Yeah, so
they just don't have enough. And North America is admittedly their biggest market.
Right.
So so it's like they probably had to give us a bigger allotment.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it makes sense. It's just still kind of wild to see.
Yeah.
Speaking of Japanese players, less than 3% of Japanese players trying to pre-order the Switch 2 want the region-free version, which makes sense.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, I don't know a lot of people who like go out of their way to go get the to get like region free stuff or buy stuff from other countries. Like we have one international game in our whole house, and you gotta imagine with 2 gamers living here, our collection is huge. And it's Fire Emblem 3 Houses for the Switch 1, and that is because that version was bought accidentally because it was region 3.
Oh, wonderful. All right.
So that's it. Like that's all. That's the one. So I don't think this is going to be a common thing that people have to worry about. It makes sense. And I mean, like, if I told you, hey, you can only play American games on the Switch, but you save $100 by buying one.
Exactly. No, like it's less about like, oh, they just don't care about whether it's region free or not. It's like, no, it's $100 cheaper. Like, what? Of course.
Yeah, especially because like, how many people are actually gonna be playing like Japan games, North American games, like
right,
swapping countries? Like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's fine. And so this news story makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And then especially for that country, which is like a little more locked down, a little more like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
Like,
I love the Switch 2's color scheme. It's very Tron-esque. I'm into it.
yeah, it is. They got that little bit of neon with the black. It's nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that. I think we finished our Nintendo news section within the hour.
Yeah, woo, 1 hour of Nintendo news.
Half
baby.
of this podcast is dedicated to Nintendo this week, which is just what it's going to be until this thing's out, and even a little after. So
yeah, I think we'll finally be clear of like the Nintendo news, probably around late June, early July.
Right. Yep. Once everything starts settling down, probably post Donkey Kong. And once that settles. Then by then though we'll know when Metroid Prime is coming out. So
yeah, there you go. I'm excited for that.
But let's move on to PS5. What's PS5 doing while we're talking about all this Nintendo business?
In Japan, you know how people really want Switches? They're willing to pay for Switches.
Yes.
They're apparently not as much willing to own a PS5.
Interesting.
Part of that's due to price increases. To be fair, they've had some price increases in Japan. They went up twice. In fact, I believe at least once, but I think it might have been twice. So what is becoming popular though, and more popular than they expected, Japanese retailer Geo has said renting PS5s is more popular than they expected. The service is provided around by 400 stores across Japan. Lets players rent PS5s for $6.62 for 8 days, or $12.02 for 15 days. They claim that the release of Monster Hunter Wilds has been extremely popular and has spurred the success of the service. A UK leasing agency offers a similar service, and they can choose to do it for 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months at €21.95 per month. That's good.
So I'm trying to do the math right now. Because let's see.
500 euro divided by 22. So that would be that's 22 months. So if you were renting a PS5 for 22.72 months is the amount you would pay just to buy more.
Which at that point, given the console life cycle, it'd be better to come up with a loan, I guess.
Oh my god. We are cooked, bro.
I know. Yeah.
We are cooked.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that someone would rather pay someone would rather pay weekly to rent a PS5 than just buy one outright.
Yeah.
We are so done. This is wild to me.
Oh,
Japan, I kind of got it because of the space issue. Okay, sure, you prefer handhelds for that reason, but you really want to play Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter is the only game you care about. But oh my god, Europe as well. Jesus, we're so done. We're so fucked.
My video game theater idea doesn't work right now because they don't allow internet cafes to have access to a lot of console libraries for rent. But if this keeps going in this direction, I think I'm gonna jump on this. Sony, come on, I'll give you a little bit of the cut if they use your console each time they rent it.
Just fucking what, dude? like I get that I have a decent paying job and I have an affordable housing situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it that I'm not like in a standard position, but this just seems fucking crazy to me.
And like the other option is what we've been talking about, which is we start moving back towards Switch 2 stuff. Like just time to be making smaller games, man.
Like just yeah, I guess so. Like it's the only way it's gonna work. Like the PS5 at this point is, it's 5 years old. It'll be 5 years old in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, at that point, if we can't cut the price of the system at all, then yeah, we're just cooked.
Yeah.
Well, like, oh, though in Japan's case, the PS5 is technically more expensive than Europe or the USA as well.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
my god, we're
but that's
so
the thing though, is
done.
this could be telling depending on how things go. If tariffs go through and prices go up everywhere, we could be looking at potential renting situations, in which case I would hope a lot of people would be like, all right, I'm gonna play, some smaller stuff on maybe some less powerful consoles or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I'm building that PC at the end of the year, and it's probably gonna be my last PC for a long while. I'm gonna run that motherfucker into the ground.
Right. Yeah.
Just cause like you can't fucking like what the fuck? And like if you can't sell a PS5 at 4.5 years in at a profit, oh, what is the price of PS6 gonna be? That's
Right.
supposed to be out in like November of 2027. What the fuck?
I
Could be like that's gonna launch at $700.
don't. It's hard for me to imagine. I can't even think about the next generation right now, both in terms of just trying to budget another console in, and in terms of like, yeah, I really got the most out of the PS5. I feel like we're getting close to the ceiling here. Like, I don't feel that at all, and I recognize we're in the middle of it still, but it's just like there's someone out there like at Sony trying to imagine the next PlayStation. It's like, dude, I don't even.
Yeah, like okay, so the rumor is 2027 or 2028 is when we're getting new consoles.
Right.
But like that's gonna be the time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And like if that's true, which depending on how the economy goes over the next couple of years, that might get delayed.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with the PS4. It was like that was supposed to be 2010, suddenly became 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But like okay, so if we're sitting here at like 2028 even, it's like how many games that take advantage of PS5 are there? It's like, okay, like all 4 or 5 Insomniac games.
Mm-hmm.
And Souls. Yeah, Gran Turismo is better enough over its PS4 counterpart where I would say that. But like oh fuck, what? Death Stranding 2 is probably gonna be another one of those. Ghost of Yote, that's gonna be another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's like GTA, sure, that's 9. But like right now, there's like 10 to 12 games, and like I'm obviously not working at like I'm mostly not looking at third party. It's like third party. There's some stuff like Expedition 33 just come out, and that obviously could not run on a PS4.
Sure.
You look at that game and you're like, fuck no, that barely runs on a PS5. Like I was playing it last night and I was like, Jesus.
So we are getting some games that are
game.
hitting the ceiling right now.
Yeah, you had a couple. Like I think Spider-Man 2 obviously hit that fucking wall real hard.
Okay.
Like I think Spider-Man 2 like that oh, that game was pretty. But yeah, so I don't know. I think there are some games that have hit that wall, but not nearly enough third-party games to make me go, "Oh shit, yeah, it's time." It's not like the end of the PS4's life where like that thing, like in 2020, the PS4 Pro and the PS4 especially, that thing was begging for the sweet release of death.
Right.
Versus like, I played plenty of PS5 games and PS5 Pro games, and they seem fine. Like I just played The Last of Us 2 with my girlfriend on my base PS5 in the living room. Seems great. I played Metaphor Refantasio on the Pro in the office, and yep, I don't feel like I'm really bottlenecked at all
Right.
on
Yeah.
either of them. So it's like, I just don't see a reason right now. And then PC space, I'm just limited by VRAM.
Right.
Not anything. I'm just bottlenecked on VRAM on a base 3080. Like if this thing had 16 gigs of VRAM, I wouldn't even be worth sweating right now. I'd be like, oh well, I need a better processor, but not a better whole computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And what we're bumping into is like, first of all, diminishing returns, but second of all, like I don't know, the appetite for spending what's likely going to be like $600, on a console for what are the improvements going to be? Maybe they come up with something.
I mean, like
I don't know.
Like I'm looking at the like PC space, and I'm just like, I don't know. I guess faster memory. It's kind of it.
Right. I'm just sitting here thinking about like the
that,
Switch 2 is coming out, and like I don't know, I'm excited for it. It's not a huge departure.
I think that's because like the portable space has leaps to make. Like playing a game like Cyberpunk on a Switch is awesome. That's kind of crazy.
Right.
Versus like, seeing marginally prettier or better running Spider-Man 3 is just kind of like, yeah, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I look at Expedition 33 and I'm like, yeah, that's one of the best looking games I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But but I also played Yakuza in Hawaii earlier this year, and it looks like the same engine that the first one ran on, or the first, not the first Like a Dragon, the like first Ichiban game did in 2020 when these consoles launched.
Right.
Like, does Resident Evil 4 look better than Resident Evil Village? Yeah. Do either of these games look bad on a base PS4? No. Or base PS5, they do look bad on base PS4. Real bad on base PS4.
Okay.
Like on PS5? No, not at all. I think that it's because we can't reasonably make easy upgrades anymore. Because I talked about this a little bit last week. Is you look at the jump over PS2's life, right? Like PS2, it was like high 200 nanometer, and by the end of its life, it was like 65 nanometer.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were able to shrink that so much to a massive degree, which means they could shrink the housing and shrink the cooling and make it so like every part of it was a cheaper system than what the old PS2 was. Right now, like you can't shrink the console all that much. Like it's already 6 nanometer.
It's ridiculous.
Right now, cut it. What?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like you can go to 2 nanometer. That'd be cutting edge. We have one big jump left when it comes to die size.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, you have to choose, okay, do I want to make this console bigger and more power hungry, or is it now time just to sit here?
Right.
And deal. I don't know what the pros is. I actually need to check that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, PS4 Pro is a 4 nanometer.
Okay.
A lot of people consider that jump small. I think it's bigger than people think, but I also think that if you're buying if you're buying a PlayStation 5 Pro, or thinking about buying one, I would tell people go get a better television first. That's what I'm telling a lot of people. Like they're looking at graphics cards, looking at new systems. I'm like, you're not going to get the most out of this without a good monitor. Start looking into really good OLED monitors with VR art.
Right.
That's what I'm telling people. Is like go look into LG C4s and I forget the PC monitor I'm looking at. That's an OLED, but yeah, like go start looking into those, because that's going to be a meaningful difference to you. Like,
and at that point, you're asking people to invest money in stuff other than the console itself to try and get these gains, because that's where the gains are to be had.
Yeah, like the games right now are not in the boxes or even the video cards. It is legitimately like in the it's in the displays at this point.
It's time to start investing in
it's
4K, high refresh rate OLED.
VRR support, which that I think I went shopping with Anthony recently. He's looking at buying one. I think it's $850 for a 42-inch LG C4.
Okay.
Which is not bad. Like for what is essentially the best in class, within reason display you can get. Like, yeah, it's fantastic. It's not bad at all.
Right.
Especially because since it's 4K and we're barely playing games at 4K on PC even, it's gonna last you a long fucking time. So yeah, no, man, I would say that's an option. And then when you start looking into monitors, you can get that feature out of a 27-inch monitor for, if you shop around, you can find $500. I'm waiting for sales, but
yeah,
if you're willing to wait for sales, like around $500.
Yeah. During this move, I found a crack in my TV, so I'm going to be TV shopping myself here.
Let me know, dog. I got you.
I'll let you know. Yeah, for sure. I got to clean this place up. But yeah, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. I think the LG C5 actually just came out. Yep, it did. Okay. Which that's the one step up. Yeah, those are kind of pricey still though, because they're brand new.
Right.
And if you're willing to be 1 year behind and lose out on a little bit of brightness, yeah, $1,100 for 55 inches, not bad.
Yeah,
that's not horrible.
I got to work out my budget, and to be honest with you, I think a lot of people are probably gonna, if we need to invest in something, hopefully tariffs don't mess things up too much, and maybe we can wait for a Black Friday kind of sale.
That too. I know that I think we got ours on like a fall sale or in the Black Friday sale. Black Friday actually would have been a little bit cheaper, but we got ours on a fall sale. So
okay, cool. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Renting PS5s could be coming here. we can't afford this shit. Oh no. Ooh. So, yeah. What do we got next here? Oh God. All right. Yeah. We're gonna get into this real quick. I'll go ahead.
But we got some interesting comments.
Yeah. Yeah. You field that. I'm gonna talk about this next news story where Discord CEO has stepped down and is being replaced with an ex-Activision Blizzard vice chairman. How are you feeling about this?
This tells me that Discord is about to become very, very corporate and monetized. That's what this tells me.
This is happening before they've been exploring getting an IPO to go public, which has been dreaded for a long time, and now a man who knows his being corporate is becoming CEO, is now at the helm, which means the clock is ticking now. The clock is ticking, and it's time to start putting our eyes out towards the next step. What's the next Discord?
going back to TeamSpeak.
God. Turn Slack into Discord. I mean, it has all the stuff.
Google Meet. There you go.
Yeah,
Google Meet.
right.
Google Meet has a lot of functionality.
It does.
So
It really does. And to be fair, there are things about Discord that are not good. It's become the new forum, which sucks because if you try to find old information and old questions, it's a pain in the ass. Where forums really were a lot better at all that. There are reasons to move on to something else and something new and something different. And it's not time to abandon ship yet. We still have some safe time right now where we're at. But clock's ticking. This is it.
Yeah. This thing is the canary coal mine. It's just such a canary of the coal mine, dude.
And it's like Discord's been doing controversial stuff before. We covered when when it first started exploring going public. We've known that they're going to eventually go public, but like this is like, all right, here we go. Yep, another piece.
This is the beginning of the end. It's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
but
so
that's great. I love Discord. I'm in Discord a lot of the time. I love talking. I love talking to my friends on there. I'm in multiple communities. It's a great community tool, but it's gonna go public, and it's gonna go the way of Facebook, and it's gonna go the way of Twitter, and it's gonna go the way of all these things that when they eventually go public, they're gonna get ruined.
They need to make their money to satisfy shareholders. And that means that they're going to start exploring more and more ways to harvest money from us, more than they've been doing, which, themes and icons, whatever, animated emojis, like they've been doing some things to try and incentivize you to pay money, but they're not game enders. Like you can still use Discord perfectly fine without all that.
Yeah, and Nitro's kind of always been a thing, but I'm just thinking about the different ads you could add to Discord. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I'm looking at, some of these themes are amazing. Like they're great. Yeah. Like just Sock for a Dream one. I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Right.
But yeah, I just hot dog. I just I don't know, man. And maybe I'm curious what their operational cost is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those tech companies that's just like a money pit. But that's another thing that I would love to know. Well, is this just a money pit?
I mean, it's kind of the idea of like going public, right? Is to get some money injected in, and then that'll help them try to create ways to make more money. In typical corporate speak, when they made their announcement, they're like, we're going to balance the need to make some money with what the community's needs are. But of course they said that, like you type that, you could tell me that they put that into Chat GPT. Hey, give a good announcement for transferring over to ex Actibliz vice chair, and that would come out.
Yep.
So
I would totally believe that.
Yeah, so I think the inevitable is going to happen eventually. The trick to being in, like, they all go this way. A lot of them are just going to go public. Not everyone is Valve, and so the only way is to be ready to move on to the next thing, because that's what the vast majority are of areas in your life. Like, they're just going to get ruined like this. So
yep. It's the second it goes public, you just gotta find a new thing. I think there are some exceptions. I've said before that I think that if you are going to be a publicly traded company, you have to be willing to take losses and also to tell shareholders in a nice way that they understand, no, this is stupid. What you want is bad and you should feel bad. In a nice way.
I mean, the thing
I
is, at
think back
some
to that
point,
old,
you're in running a business. You're not going to get exponential profits. You're going to take some small losses at times. And the thing about being a shareholder is you are owning shares to make money. And if they're seeing their shares go down, they're going to sell them.
I think of that Wooly versus clip I sent you ages ago, and that I absolutely love. Shareholders exist to be lied to. Like straight up, like you and you look at all the companies in the gaming space right now that are doing well and like performing well for themselves. Outside of Rockstar, most of them just kind of ignore shareholders. Right, like Capcom. You know, you and I have talked about how Capcom is in their like peak era.
Yeah.
Since the 90s, and like yeah, over the past 5 years, it's like a little bit of a dip, big growth, a little bit of a dip, big growth, big dip, big growth, big dip. They're growing. You definitely get the impression they kind of don't give a flying shit what their shareholders think, though. You know, and I think that you can say the same thing about Nintendo as well. My fear for Nintendo is that with with Nintendo, you're going to get a bunch of retirements soon,
Right.
like over the next couple of years, because a lot of people who made Nintendo what Nintendo is are in their 70s. And that'll change. But as of right now, like yeah, Nintendo, like you look at them over their lifetime, it's like yeah, they were kind of big, and they went down a lot during the GameCube era, and then of course the Wii, they shoot to the moon, and then they do a massive decline basically all through the 3DS era, and they climb a whole bunch during the Switch, and then COVID, and they dip down again the past 2 years and get a big boost leading into the Switch 2, and now they're at an all-time high again. It's like you're going to have big dips. Let the shareholders fucking leave for a little bit.
And that's the thing.
Because they'll come back if you're making money.
You basically have to plan for when the shareholders are gone, because that's how shareholders are. They're trying to make more money for themselves, which is part of the game of buying low and selling high.
But like they're fickle.
Yeah,
they're not gonna hang.
Yep.
There's a couple of companies I hang with. Like I have some stock, and I fucking hang on to it, and I'm just like, all right, well, like. And part of that's just because like I'm not wheeling and dealing all the time like these dudes are.
Yeah.
But also part of it's because like, well, a lot of these times, if you're a successful company, you're gonna go up eventually.
Right.
I'm going to get that money back.
Yeah.
And I put it in the stock market because I don't really give a shit about it right at this moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I just it means things are gonna go bad. That's just how it goes. They're going to try and siphon more money out of people, and it's going to be, yeah.
Unless they have incredibly strong leadership, the way Capcom or Nintendo has, where they're willing to just kind of do half-ass compromises to please shareholders. But that's kind of the furthest extent they'll go. Like those Dragon's Dogma microtransactions didn't do anything, really.
Right.
They were there. You technically could buy them because I'm sure some idiot shareholder was just like, we want microtransaction.
Yep.
And then Capcom, some developer was like, yeah, we'll figure out something. So yeah, I think that's kind of like the furthest extent of that, though. Like
the real question that's left is, I think, I don't think we're in any circles that would know, but I'm very curious if and when Discord goes super downhill, like hits that moment of no return, people tend to go where friends go, where people they want to follow go, and I'm wondering where that place will be.
Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, exactly. Problem solved. All right, everyone, get your teams ready now.
Team speak.
everyone's hopping on the Nintendo Discord equivalent.
Oh my god,
that would be funny.
Okay, that would be really funny if the Nintendo saw the Discord stuff go public. Just like, you just make a Switch Discord.
Yeah,
this game chat thing will be big,
right?
We just had to wait for him to fuck up.
Yep. That's all you got to do. That's funny. All right. Well, on other news, GamesBeat has spun off from VentureBeat. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah, I was happy about this. Man, we got a Game Informer coming back. We got new press outlets coming.
That's interesting.
And Dean Takahashi is a real one. I read his like mini book he did on the launch of the Xbox.
Right.
Hell yeah, dog.
That's cool.
Yeah, no. He spent 2 decades. So yeah, Takahashi's been in the industry forever.
Right.
He was a video game staff writer for the Wall Street Journal in '96.
Wow.
And then he landed at VentureBeat and launched GamesBeat. So yep. So
GamesBeat we've known about for a while. But now that they're doing their own thing, I'm interested. Did they talk about like what the reasoning for this was?
It looks like VentureBeat is having a shift to sharpen its focus around the enterprise shift to AI, data infrastructure, and intelligent security. So it's basically what's.
It's just very interesting because it's interesting in the context of what Vice did to Waypoint. Like, could have just sectioned them off, let them go do their own thing. And instead, they just kind of swallowed them up and then said, yeah, no more games coverage, basically.
Yeah, so apparently the CT or CSO at VentureBeat has, they spun this out and is now the CEO of Just Games Beat, with Dean Takahashi as the EIC, or what they're calling an editorial director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saying, quote, as a niche independent publication will unlock unparalleled insights, opportunities, and direct access to decision makers, playing an integral role for this $177 billion industry and the broader interactive tech landscape. This is a new era for GamesBeat as the industry continues to evolve. Thoughtful reporting is more important than ever. Our goal is to deliver that kind of insightful journalism that offers our audience contextual insights needed to understand how gaming interacts with other high growth sectors. And then they want to focus on how they can create opportunity for the industry, not just cover news, but really break through the noise and provide insights that matter, but also drive conversation and really focus on community and the needs of the industry. Which they also bring off layoffs and how games press has been wildly unstable.
Yes.
Ziff Davis did soft layoffs at IGN Game Industry and Humble Bundle after the IGN Creators Guild filed an unfair labor practice charge with the NLRB earlier in the year in response to the layoffs before that. Kotaku is one of 2 publications left at Go Media. Many game journalists have set up shop at platforms like Substack to continue their work. Hey, we are former game journalists. We truly care about the industry. We recognize it's been unserved in many ways. We really want to break down barriers and get everyone paying attention. I often hear from the smallest game companies, the game startup stuff, we didn't do any story on them. Nobody else would, said Takahashi. Also, one of the most important things for us to cover is the ecosystem and how new ideas sprout. The thing I'm curious about is like, where's this money coming from? That's kind of where my big question here is like, okay, where is the money? Where is the money?
Yeah, that determines how this goes. Because I think games journalism continues to be unstable, and so.
You and I were just talking about that stuff at Giant Bomb, right? Like, Giant Bomb might be getting folded into GameSpot.
Yep.
Like that's the reality of it. Is like it which sucks. But like that's that what might be what's happening, and I think it's because, hey, this shit's expensive.
Right.
That like to do this at a professional level, with like editorial standards and have a website and like have people go to a building to work in the building.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Do you know how like wildly expensive commercial real estate is to rent? That giant bomb office was probably like 10 grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like no shit, dude. Yeah, no, man, it's just like, no. So I have high hopes for this.
Yes.
But I also like know the state of the industry and state of the world, and I'm just like, yeah, where's the money coming from? How long until the money people say this isn't sustainable and pull the plug, or are they going to run this through a Patreon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I wish the best for them. Like Games Press is how it's a huge part of how we fell in love with all this, and is the reason we're here. So it's nice to see some push forwards in certain respects. So good for GamesBeat. Yeah, there's not much more to say on that. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and what they put out.
No, for sure.
Let's get this quick news story out here. Ghost of Yote coming PS5 October 2nd.
Yeah, scroll down. We watched this thick new trailer.
Oh, sure. All right.
Yeah, this game continues to look awesome.
Oh, let's get this.
There was a lot of whining and moaning about this. There's a lot of moaning and whining about this game when this came out. They put in the trailer. There's just a lot of, I can't like. That's a woman protagonist, samurai, from Idiots, and it's just like, I don't know, this looks pretty goddamn cool.
Let's see here. Let me get some audio going. This is coming out around friggin' GTA, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's out October 2nd, which I really appreciate game developers in recent years putting out games around my birthday.
I mean, that's what they've done.
I appreciate it.
But yes.
No, it's November. Normally I get screwed a little bit. It's like always after my birthday is when stuff starts really cranking out.
Oh, because usually it's Madden that would signal the season.
Yeah, that's like it always feels like the stuff I really want to play.
Fair enough.
Never comes out around my birthday. It's like it's always fucking horror games. It's in October.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't want to play a horror game. Last year was awesome. I got to play Dragon Ball Spartan Zero.
Right.
I couldn't ask for a better birthday game.
Did they say anything about? I imagine they haven't. But have they said anything about doing their co-op thing for this?
No, they have not.
Okay.
No word on Legends. That said, I love the original Ghost of Tsushima.
Sure.
So I'm all about this game. Especially because this one, instead of fighting Mongol hordes, you're fighting, it looks like 4 or 5 specific warlords. Ooh. And that shit just sounds goddamn amazing.
Sure.
Yeah. And then visual, visual, it looks amazing.
It seems like it's a continuation of what made Ghost of Tsushima great. So.
Yeah. You get a dog now, though.
See, always, Fable taught us this lesson. Just add a dog.
Mm-hmm. Fable 2 proved if you add a dog. Yeah, look at that.
These colors are good.
Shit. Yeah, man. Do you want to talk about, hey, what can the PS5 do?
Right.
Let's go, baby.
I mean, I think in terms of colors and what they're doing, like you can get that at a lot of different levels, but Ghost of Tsushima is going. That's a game that's very beautiful and absolutely benefits from the best graphics.
I have to go home.
Yes, I agree. Ooh.
All right. Yeah. Well, there it is.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Ghost Yote coming October 2nd. Be on the lookout. Game releases this year have actually spread out in such a way that I feel like there's going to be plenty that's keeping us occupied this year.
This month was crazy. I am playing South of Midnight, Oblivion, Expedition 33 all at the same time.
Right. Let's actually get into a couple of those. What's that?
Yeah. I was going to say, South of Midnight is the one that I'm conflicted the most on because the combat is not good and there's a lot of it, but everything else is really, really good.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a shame about the combat, but all right. Well, we'll have to just talk about that later. Hey, Oblivion remake came out. Just all of a sudden, just boom. Here you go.
Yeah, after weeks and weeks of leaks, we got it's out. They were like, "Hey, it's out today. Go play it."
Yeah,
and it cleared 4 million. It's broke the Elder Scrolls Steam record. And yeah, man, like it's successful, and I've been playing it. I've been digging it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, there are memes about it. People are like going back in time to play some Oblivion.
I think that it's playing it. I'm really enjoying it, but there's also parts of I'm like, oh yeah, that's really dated by today's standards of this kind of game.
Sure, yes.
But I did have a fun time where I basically recreated my start of the original Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
Where I got out of the sewer, I went up the mountain to the left. I found a town of invisible people. Back then, it surprised me. Now it's just like, yep, I know where this is.
Right.
And then they were like, hey, can you go deal with this wizard? And I go to talk to the wizard. And I'm like, hey, can you give me the potion to reverse this? And then he did, which is, personal growth for me, because originally I just went and I murdered him.
Right.
So, but when I first played it, which led to a real funny moment back in the day of I didn't know the Dark Brotherhood was a thing or existed. So I murdered him to help the town people. And then I slept there. And then I got scared to death when I woke up and that dude was just there. I was like, oh, hey, friend.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, I did basically the same thing without the murder this time. And then, funnily enough, I was like, oh man, I want to start the Dark Brotherhood soon. Who can I murder with, like, next to no consequence? And then I thought back to that guy, and I was like, he's in a tower by himself.
Yep.
I won't get in trouble. So, yeah, we're going to go murder the shit out of this guy.
There you go.
To be fair, he's kind of a dick to me and those townspeople, so, Don't
be a dick. Rule number 1.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, this has been a huge hit. People like the Elder Scrolls. There's conversations to be had about the quality of it, but man, people like them. They're Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, this is the one game from them that I really still love and enjoy.
Right.
I'm playing it this way with it had way better graphics, of course. It has some quality of life improvements that you can sprint now. The only real bad thing I can say about it is they made it so that the color is like more washed out.
So we were looking at those screenshots like a couple weeks ago. Is that's the case?
So not everywhere. like there are some places that are lush and green, but like there's a mod that like restores like the original color palette, which when you see it is it's very saturated.
That was quick.
It's like very saturated in comparison to the original when you look up them side by side.
Yeah.
Like even in the areas that in this remake that are really lush, it's just significantly more saturated. Um, they did add a fun little detail into this game, though. Fun fact: where on the map you can see where Skyrim is,
Yeah.
right? Like but in the past when you look there, it would just be nothing. Or like nothing really notable. Now there is like the main mountain from Skyrim. If you
Oh,
look
that's
that way, you can
cool.
go see it.
Hey, I
A
like that.
nice little touch they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I'm doing the Gladiator Arena right now, and I just got the invitation to the Thieves Guild. I think I'll probably finish Gladiator Arena, go do the story some more, go do Dark Brotherhood, finish up Dark Brotherhood, finish up Dark Brotherhood, go do the Thieves Guild, and then the Fighters Guild, and then finish up the main story and then do the Mages College and call it a day.
Hell yeah.
You know?
All
Like,
right.
it's a good ass game, man. It actually makes me mad when I think about like how everything after this has been mostly wheel spinning.
Right.
Like that. It's honestly what it feels like. It's like almost everything after this feels like fucking wheel spinning. Like Skyrim is a good game at least. I don't like Fallout 3. I think the shooting is bad, and Fallout 4 should have been a much better game than it was. But yeah, so
it's something. I'm very curious. Starfield came out the way it did, and Elder Scrolls has been sitting on a teaser image essentially for however long. You can't help but wonder. People are enjoying Oblivion, going back to Oblivion. They've had Skyrim. It's been over a decade since Skyrim, and people have not been enjoying what you've been putting out since. Like, I wonder what's going through their heads as they're trying to design the next Elder Scrolls game.
I don't know. I think one of the big problems I have is just like it feels like they're just behind their competition now. Like Olivia, when that game came out, that was the most cutting edge RPG I'd ever seen in my entire life. Jesus H Christ. It was so huge. It was so big. It had so much in it. And like other games are doing that, but better now. Like if someone were to ask me, they're like, I want the 2025 equivalent to what Oblivion was, I'd be like, oh, go play Cyberpunk.
What about the fantasy version of that?
Yeah, there isn't like Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
like even then though, it's like it's not as it's not first person, it's not free realm, like all this other stuff. But
well,
like,
what you're saying is there's an opening there. If you could just pull the developers aside and say make the next Elder Scrolls, but it works like Cyberpunk.
The problem is though, is like I don't see them doing that because like I played Starfield and just like it still has all the disadvantages of those old games. Like they're still loading when you go into buildings. The combat still feels weird and stilted. The like facial animations are bad. The like there's just all this stuff that they just can't figure out that CD Projekt did figure out.
I haven't had a chance to try it. Did Cyberpunk figure out like some decent melee combat that didn't feel like crap?
Yeah. Yes. Especially if you spec into it.
Okay.
If you spec into like katanas and the glaives, like yeah, you can. It feels real good.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not as good as like something like an actual game focused on it, but like in comparison to every other Western RPG ever made, yes, very much yes.
Okay.
I in my current run of Cyberpunk, I have this thing that slows down time, and then I have a katana And I
Yeah.
am just the person who runs up on everyone with slow time and a katana.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I know some people that play the game just hacking their entire way through it. Just
It,
like literally just play it.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome. I would love to do that.
I will, yeah. I will say people, it is definitely a game that encourages you to specialize. And I
Mm,
specialized in being able to talk to people and being able to chop people into little bits.
yeah. I like it. I like it. Yes.
I'm going to try and be diplomatic, and then if I can't be diplomatic, I'm gonna chop you up and throw you into the river.
I mean, it's my favorite strategy, and it's a strategy that works. It's called speak softly and carry a big stick. That's all
Eddie
it is.
Roosevelt would be so proud.
It works.
Uh,
But anyway,
um,
good for that team that remade Oblivion. Hope
yeah.
Bethesda's taking
They're
notes.
also making Metal Gear 3. They're also remaking Metal Gear 3.
Oh, it's that same team. Okay, good.
Yep.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
What's the next one?
Next one, we have a few stories left. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I have heard of this game. It's mostly because of just the strange name. And but you know what? It is selling pretty dang good. It sold 500,000 copies in the first 24 hours.
Yeah, for a new IP by a studio no one really knows about. That's pretty good.
Right?
That's real good. Yeah, this game seems pretty cool. I did the intro last night.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a. I'm intrigued by the story. It's one of the prettiest games I've ever seen in my entire life.
All right.
Like, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I was playing on console too. Like I was playing on quality mode on the Series X. Yeah, dog. That is pretty good. And you know, they even say, "Hey, this milestone has come sooner than we imagined." I'm glad that new IPs can get the love they deserve.
Yeah, what kind of game is
You know?
this?
It is a JRPG.
Okay.
It's a JRPG made by a French studio.
Interesting.
That is the name that Ninja has come up with it. A couple other people have called it Final Fantasy.
Okay.
So yeah, it is a JRPG where there's this like godlike force that kills basically everyone of a certain age. So like they did they killed all the 34-year-olds the prior year. This year they're killing all the 33-year-olds.
Oh,
So all
right.
the 33-year-olds have to go on an expedition to end the cycle of death.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
That's interesting.
Lisa,
That I may have to play this while I'm still 33.
I'm 34. I'm fucked.
I know you're dead.
I'm dead
God
already.
damn it. I'm not a big JRPG or turn-based person, but I don't know. This seems interesting.
It does have the thing. It does have the thing you like, where it adds a little more stuff to the turn-based, where you have to do button prompts like South Park. So you can choose to dodge or parry.
Okay.
And those build meter. And then when you attack, if you time the button presses perfectly, you do more damage.
Huh. All right. There's something there.
So
okay.
More to it.
Yeah.
It's reviewing exceptionally well on Steam and on Metacritic. It's currently the highest reviewed game of the year, I believe.
Wow. How much is it?
It's $50, $40.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Actually, I have it. Yes, it's $50. And it's yeah, I don't know. I'm digging it, bro.
Okay, it's on 45 on sale at the moment of this recording. So
yeah.
Interesting. And
it's also on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. It's on Steam. Is it on PlayStation?
It is not on PlayStation Plus, whatever it's called.
But is it on like the console
Extra?
itself?
Oh yes, it is on the console itself.
Okay.
You
All
can
right.
play it on a PlayStation 5.
That's neat. I
Um,
may have to check this out. Just like, again, yeah, new IP. It seems like they're really going for it. And it's just a little different. So I think that's cool. And definitely want to check that out.
It's a pretty good JRPG.
JRPG. JRPG. The French people are losing their fucking minds right now.
They're not happy with us. All right.
Now let's talk about the Spanish people losing their minds. Resident Evil 4 remake is the fastest.
I don't
in the
want to
series.
do a Spanish accent because it would be wildly offensive.
What are the things? What are the things the Spanish or these zombies say? I forget. It's been a little while since I played Resident Evil 4. But remake is the fastest in the series to reach 10 million sales.
Yeah, no, they're putting up. So Resident Evil 4 remake is the fastest to reach 10 million. 7 and Evil 2 remake have both passed 15 million.
Ooh.
So that puts all those at the third, the fourth best-selling Capcom games ever.
All right. Yep.
So with Resident Evil 2 and then 7 at 3 and 4. And this means Resident Evil 4 Remake is the 7th best-selling Capcom game ever.
And it's still going.
Yeah. It's still going.
There's something to be said for not just remaking something for the modern time, but then just going ahead and making it better.
Yeah, that Resident Evil 2 remake, they made an absolutely incredible remake. They did everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did everything right. It was so goddamn good. I played through that game with my girlfriend over the course of like 3 sessions, and it was mind-blowingly good.
Man.
Yeah, so yeah, no, good on Capcom. They're doing the right things. Hey, they're putting out good games at affordable prices. And, just kind of letting them do their thing.
They're making good sequels. They're making good remakes. They're exploring, reviving new stuff. Or reviving old stuff.
They made some new IP.
And they got new IP.
They made Kunitsugami and Exoprimal. They're trying stuff with new games.
Yes. Yes. I'm keeping my mouth shut beyond that. Because damn, they're making all the right moves, and sometimes they're not being rewarded for those right moves. But it just is what it is.
Most of the time they are, though.
Yes, but it's not the right moves. Yeah, I don't know. It's going well for Capcom. I continue to be a fan of what they're doing. Thank you. Keep going. Keep going.
Like the fact that we got a Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Well,
that's fantastic. Wild. Great. Thrilled. And then there's this final news story we gotta get to.
All right, which of you perverts was it?
All right.
Which of you fucking perverts was it?
So they're making the life-size Eevee evolutions, Gen 1 Eevee evolutions. Actually, it looks like in the corner here we have an Espeon. So they may be expanding beyond that. Yeah,
they said they're looking to do all of them eventually. They're looking to do all of them eventually.
Man. So we're looking
I put this on here because of the meme. I'm gonna be real.
No, of course. Of course. Like here, let's go ahead and over here. Let's go to this image. Look, it's cool. I like having the life-size Pokemon. I think having life-size Pokemon plushies is awesome. It costs a fuck ton. So it's like, I intend to get one of these someday, but picking the one is very difficult.
I know what one I want, but it would literally have to be a chair in my house.
Sure. And
Snorlax, baby.
Well, they already have, they don't have a life-size Snorlax, but they have a Snorlax beanbag.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But that thing's also a cheap piece of crap. I want something good like this.
Right. Which, yeah, I don't know if they have continued making those or not.
Oh
but
my god, they do make a life-size Snorlax plush.
life size, life size.
Life size. Yeah, so one Snorlax is not that tall, funnily enough. He's but anyway, so a life-size Snorlax, if you're
Okay,
curious,
I am.
was his it was a limited edition put out by Game Freak, and it's going on eBay right now for $3,500.
They got to make another round of the Snorlax
They do.
ones.
That's
That doesn't
absurd.
seem.
I have a Snorlax plush in my living room.
Sure. Yes. Let me see here.
So Pokemon that are a more reasonable size, I would want Gengar.
Sure. Yes, Gengar would be a good one. Just for anyone who is curious, Snorlax, 6'11" is Snorlax's size. That's him standing up, but yes.
Yeah, but this is okay.
So
that's fucking.
But yeah, no, my
I don't even
favorite
know
Pokemon.
How you would get that in my house?
Right, exactly. No, gotta assemble a Snorlax. You're filling them in. So yeah, my favorite Pokemon far and away is Absol, but like for these plushies, it's like Gen 1 far and away gets preferential treatment, and then like the fan favorites, the big ones, past that. So this makes a lot of sense. Just Gooners, keep your friggin' hands off this, all right? Don't do this.
We all know why people bought Vaporeon. We know. We know.
Man, can you not?
We know why the Vaporeon was purchased. We all know.
It'd be cool to get an Umbreon. I would put an Umbreon on display behind me.
Yeah. Umbreon is my favorite evolution.
Yeah.
It goes Umbreon, and then Jolteon, and then Sylveon.
I'm very Coliseum pilled in that I would love to get an Umbreon and an Espeon together. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd
be awesome.
And look, I like the Gen 1 evolutions a lot. They're cool, but just don't be weird about it. This is already... Look, Pokemon is so wonderfully loved and accepted that having these is not weird. Like, these are cool, but...
Yeah, I know.
Don't be weird about it. Just, can you not? Can you not? Don't be weird about it.
I think that you are... I think the reason why that these sold out, they're already being weird about it.
Anyway, how much do these cost? Fucking like $400.
Yeah, like $400.
Life size Eevee, I guess, maybe like 50.
Yeah. Let
me. I'm gonna copy this link. I'm gonna open this somewhere else. I want to see. Yeah, I would love to get some more life size Pokemon plushies. I think that would be fun. But that's another. You want to talk about like figures? I'm not a figures person. I just when I have shelf space, I would like it to be for things that I'm like using in some way, shape, or form. That's just me. But plushies, It's like, yeah, throw that on the ground back there. It's like having a Pokemon in the room. That's sick.
My Snorlax is literally on the ground in front of the record player in the living room.
Yeah, that's right.
So
all right, so fucking. The end of the world is about to happen. We have the most unstable people in charge of nuclear weapons, and people are spending their last few minutes fucking a Vaporeon.
Truly, what a wonderful way for the world to
the aliens are finding our remnants at the end. It's like, I understand why this happened.
Just the idea of just they find a skeleton humping a Vaporeon plushie.
Oh shit, man! All right, that's Super Gamecast. We talked about the video game industry news. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, like and subscribe. That helps us a lot. If you're on YouTube watching us, like and subscribe. That helps. We also got a bunch of other videos. We got more edited videos coming. We have our podcast. The audio version of this show is going up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that fun stuff. We're on social media. If you want to reach us there, we're keeping track of all those accounts. And finally, we have a Discord where we're talking all video games and everything else. We were watching the NFL draft, and WrestleMania was popping off on the Discord for a little bit. We're talking about all sorts of stuff. So feel free to come in and join us for that.
You go to our Discord.
Yes.
Come to our Discord. Be friends with us.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the show. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's it.
Okay.
We got another video. Oh, go watch Anthony's Need for Speed review.
Yes, new. What Need for Speed is that?
Plusch Unleashed from 1999.
Yeah, we got a little retro review from Anthony Ta. So please go check that out. He's been working on that for a little bit now. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. We're gonna head out and play video games and get this move progressed a little bit. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta go see my grandma in her group home.
Hell yeah. All right, everyone have a fantastic week. We'll see you around.